G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here, and today it's my absolute pleasure to be part of the global launch of ShiftCam's latest offering to the world of mobile photography, the Lens Ultra series. How very exciting. The Lens Ultra series is a collection of 7 high-quality lenses and 2 high-quality filters made to work with your mobile phone. And so today I'm going to walk you through the lenses as we put them through their paces. Now, if at any time you feel the overwhelming need to subscribe, or like this video, or join the channel, or even visit the Kickstarter campaign that launches today by ShiftCam for these lenses, then who am I to stop you going right ahead and doing what you want? First of all, you need to know that these lenses are designed to be used with camera apps. They do work quite well on your generic camera app that comes with the phone, but to get the most out of them, you'll need to use a specialized camera app. Now, ShiftCam recommend ProCam 8 or Cinema P3 Pro Camera app, but both of these apps require a basic knowledge of manual photography. Now, I'll put links to those apps in the description below, but if the prospect of learning manual photography just made your stomach turn, you're about to fall over, I've got your back. I made a video some time ago to help teach on what manual photography is and how you do it in just 10 minutes. So it'll be just here, and you can give it a look if you think that'll be helpful, and you'll be all set to put into action the things that this video talks about. Now, once you have an app, you need a phone case. Today, I'm shooting with my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and they have you covered for that and for the iPhone 14, as well as Samsung users, and they have a universal mount if you have a different phone to any of these, like a Google phone, for example. They also have mounts that enable you to use the lenses on your iPad or your computer cameras, so it's well worth a look if you have a variety of needs. ShiftCam's aim is to help you get the very most out of your phone's camera. And to do this, their lenses are made from what's called fluorite. That's a well-known rare earth material which offers a great high clarity than what you might normally expect from your phone. They attach by simply screwing into the phone case like so, which blocks out all the light and is very secure. Each lens lends itself to photo or video depending on your need and your artistic flair. And to carry them around, you'll have some cool little bags, the handmade pouches to keep them safe for you so you don't damage them in your travels. So what we're going to do today is work through the lenses and the filters so you can see what's on offer and which might best suit your needs. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments below and I will do my best, my very best, to answer them. First cab off the rank is the 75mm long range macro. This enables you to shoot macro that is very close up with lots of detail. Now here's some examples I've taken with the lens and without it, just on the macro setting of the generic iPhone app. And have a look at the clarity and the bokeh. Now, bokeh is the amount of subject that is in focus compared to how much everything else is out of focus. It's what separates okay photos from very captivating ones. It's basically a blurry background. And what you need to know about this lens is it has a sweet spot for its focal point, which is about 4 centimeters. That means the lens needs to be about 4 centimeters away from the subject to get images like the ones you're seeing in focus. Now you can also experiment with video too, and here's me experimenting. Yes, my apologies. Just know that you can't bring the background or the foreground into focus unless you position the camera 4 centimeters away from that which you want in focus. Next is the 60mm Telephoto lens. Now, when using a manual camera app, the Telephoto works on both the normal lens, which is called the wide lens, and the telephoto lens of your camera. So the wide lens is 26mm, and you add to that the 60mm telephoto, and I reckon you'd arrive at about a focal length of 50mm. Then let's jump to the telephoto lens on your camera phone, which is 77mm, and you add this, the 60mm telephoto, to it, and your focal length moves to where I would say about 100mm. My personal preference for how you'd use this lens is taking in zoomed in videos at events you want to cherish. You know, like when your kids get awards at school ceremonies and my wife can't come, this lens comes into its own when I whack it on my phone. Or you want to take a really nice portrait photo, this lens creates some nice blurry bokeh in the background and really makes the face pop like in these images. Then is the 16mm wide angle. So this lens shines when used on the wide lens of your phone, because the wide lens on your phone only has a focal length of 24mm, but an aperture of 1.5. Your ultra wide is 13mm, but its aperture is only 1.8, and that means with this lens on your normal phone lens, it becomes a 16mm 1.5, which is outstanding for astrophotography. Because the wider the lens and the lower the f-stop number, the more light that is let in. So here's one that I've taken earlier. Now, when using a camera app, you have no control of the aperture, so you rely on the lens in this case to offer a set aperture for the light to pass through, creating a creamy or blurry background. The other factor is you can select your focal plane with the app. So the part you want to focus is in focus. This also means that with a landscape image, you run the risk of not everything being pin sharp because the focal plane is on one part of the photograph and not the other. In this case, autofocus might be your best bet, or having to go with the generic camera app. So looking at these images, let's have a zoom in on them and see how they fare in terms of their clarity. You can judge their clarity for themselves, and let's have a look at the corners of these images, as that's traditionally the weakest result or weakest point in a photograph concerning a lens. So what do you think? I'd love to hear what you do think in the comments below. Next is the 10 times traditional macro. These lenses are quite unique and are perfect for the lover of macro photography. Is that you? Tell me down below. They come with a buffer that keeps you a certain distance away from your subject, and you can pull it off. And the one you'll get will be actually shallower than this, shallower profile than this one. Now here's a comparison of this lens versus the other two images I showed you before for the 75mm long range macro. You can see for yourself the different images you can take with this. It works the same as the long range macro with a set focal point, and then you determine what's in focus by moving the lens closer or further away. It lends itself to some great macro video too, providing you have steady hands. Do you have steady hands? So some people are a fan of the 200-degree fisheye, and some people aren't, and I may or may not fit into the latter part, but they're a handy creative tool to have. I've put it on my phone on the wide lens, and now I'm just vlogging to it, and as you can see a massive context in which I'm vlogging, not just my face, but it does distort my face a little bit, doesn't it? But this would be ideal for creative shots or creative video, or videos where you want to, it's just essential, you know, like an action cams, you go super wide. So on some shots, you want to just get in as much of the scenery as absolutely possible to focus on whatever the subject is. Well, this is the lens. It's the equivalent of about a 6mm. So 200 degrees equates to about 6mm focal length, which is just ridiculously wide. And the fisheye is this idea of what's in the middle is big and fat and round and a little bit distorted, and what is in the edges is just kind of curved to get in the screen. So let me show you just a couple of creative options that you might choose to use with this. So how are we doing? These lenses have today been released as a Kickstarter campaign, and if you head over there after this video finishes, you've come this far, right? You may as well watch the rest. Stick around. Anyway, you'll be able to pick them up for a great price, a couple of bonuses I'm sure, and the link is below. And if you happen to be watching this after May 18, 2023, then just head over to the links in the description below to grab yourself one or all. So next we have the 1.33 anamorphic and the 1.55 anamorphic lenses. Now, anamorphic lenses squash footage into your screen, and then you need to stretch it out afterwards. Unless you use the Cinema P3 free app, which unsquashes it for you as you shoot. Now, anamorphic lenses offer a cinematic feel, making the most of those lens flares at the direction of your choosing. Alter the way they look, you just turn the lens as it's on the phone. You can then apply the VND or the CPL and get some really captivating footage. Now, the VND is a variable neutral density. It means you can change the amount of light coming in and lessen that light by simply turning the outside rim. It's like putting on sunglasses and making those sunglasses lighter. The CPL is a circular polarizing filter, and it means you can take the glare out of a shot and increase the natural saturation of color in the shot. I'm a massive fan of CPL filters as I live at the beach and water is almost a constant subject in my photography. Now, CPL filters not only take the glare out of an image and increase the saturation, they also lower the exposure by about a stop. So they make the shot slightly darker. And this is what you have to work with when you apply the CPL filter and then adjust it. You should be able to see the difference in the before and after as we go through, and you just need to stop the effect where you most want it. So you just turn it until you're happy and then you leave it alone. These filters are super clever that they can go straight over your phone lens, or they can detach the mount so you can separate the two, and then you can apply this to your lenses. It goes on the 75mm long range macro, on the 60mm telephoto, or the 16mm wide angle, simply by unscrewing the outside of the rim of those lenses and then attaching the filter. The filters are applied to the anamorphic lens using the mount supplied. Now, the variable neutral density filter allows you to control how much light strikes the sensor by turning the ring and making the two built-in lenses darken everything. Traditionally, they're used on lenses to slow down the shutter speed to a cinematic range, especially on bright days. Now, with these lenses on a phone, you can make the whole image darker and explore what the creative elements are. We made it. Are you impressed? Not with me, with the Lens Ultra series from ShiftCam. It's pretty cool, right? The stuff that's coming out from mobile phones. Now, I hope this video has helped you see which of the Lens Ultra series might be the one for you. Perhaps it's even the whole set. And the Kickstarter campaign, it launches today, like right now, and the link is below. And so if you're viewing this video at a later date, there'll be links down below showing you where you can get your hands on these different lenses and these different features and functions. Thanks so much for watching. Love it if you would subscribe, you like the video, join the channel, and basically I will see you in the next one. Thanks everybody, thanks ShiftCam, and I'll see you later. Oh, nose is so itchy. Right in the middle of a video. Man, never itchy before. Hooly madooly.